Hello, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. My name is Terrance Silas, and I am here today to announce an organization that I'm working on called H.O.P.E, which is an acronym for Helping Other People Evolve. And I'm basically focusing on urban change and using H.O.P.E as a platform. What we're looking to do is basically focus on a lot of situations, issues in the urban communities and inner city that a lot of people don't focus on. And when I say people, I mean government or different foundations or organizations. This organization will focus on a lot of aspects that could possibly help a generation of people, and furthermore, this organization could also bring and strengthen the economy. And I'll just go ahead and get right into it. I don't have anything written down as far as a format or anything, so I will try my best to keep a steady and smooth transition going here. Excuse me if I jump around. But I'll start with the simple fact that in a lot of inner city project housing facilities, you don't see a lot of government officials or government organizations taking the best of care of the property. And it is a government funded program, which means that it is a government piece of property. Therefore, it should be taken care of to the best of the government's ability. Now, I don't have anything against the government. I just think that they should look into taking care of the property just as if it was the military, or if it was like some type of housing unit on a military base. You don't see those places looking run down and unattended, as if the owner was a slumlord, like they do in a lot of the inner city or quote-unquote housing project or housing authority project facilities, units that a lot of people, less fortunate individuals, are living in. So just jumping right into it, first thing I'll say is, as I mentioned, you don't have a lot of quote-unquote everyday attendance to these facilities here in these inner city neighborhoods, where a lot of these children are growing up and they are being pretty much introduced to a life that is not promising. And myself, actually, and a lot of my friends have experienced, or at least know someone who had to come up in a very, very extreme and less fortunate or unfortunate situation or circumstances. So I come up with a lot of different ideas, and I've been thinking here lately that I really should not just kind of come up with ideas and sit back and play around, doodle with them, and not really put forth some type of effort. And I've been a very, very blessed individual throughout my life. So I figure it's time to give back. And it's time to put forth some effort and passion with this program, H.O.P.E, that I'm working on. So I'm thinking to myself, I go back home, and I'm from Carbondale, Illinois, and most of the individuals on Facebook that know me, you pretty much have known me since grade school, and we all know that Carbondale, even currently today, the ones that are still in Carbondale, Illinois, it is pretty much at the lowest that I've ever seen it, and I'm sure a lot of us can relate in that and agree on that. So what I notice is a lot of these kids, they have absolutely nothing to do. Their parents are, and I'm sure I'm not exaggerating when I say this, but the majority, at least 70%, on the northeast side of town, or at least in the projects, are unemployed. And it's very sad because you see these children that come up pretty much with no understanding of work ethic or just furthering or higher education. They are very, very, very neglected when it comes to social awareness, which basically just kind of discourages the children to actually want to advance. So what I've come up with is I've come up with this program that I actually want to produce, and I want to kind of put out there for people to kind of join or follow the movement. And it's the H.O.P.E, helping other people evolve, and it's for urban change. So I was thinking, just like any other gated community, we should look into, with the platform starting in Carbondale, Illinois, and where I currently reside, in the St. Louis area, but East St. Louis. When I first come and I was riding down State Street, I saw the most ridiculous living conditions known to man. Now I'm sure there's probably more out there, but from my eyes, that's the worst that I've seen. There were literally boarded up windows, and I saw people coming out of them as if they were living there, which is very sad. So moving right along, if you gate up these communities and you basically monitor these communities on a daily basis, because the program is actually produced, which is HUD, which is the Housing for Urban Development. They're produced to actually help these people take progressive steps to becoming more independent and being able to live on their own. That's with work, employment. That's with child care and child development, like parenthood and things of that nature. Furthering the education for the children, having that parent-child relationship, that bond, so our children are growing up in the best conditions possible. So anyway, we gate up these communities, and the only individuals that actually live there, or even quote-unquote use the facility, are the people who are living there, the parents, the mother, father, the child. And if they want to have company or friends over or family over, that's absolutely perfectly fine. But they have to actually sign in before they come in, because that eliminates having drug dealers or rapists or just negative people in that environment around those very, very sensitive children who are soaking up everything like sponges. When they're that young, they actually soak up more than you would even imagine, and they really need to be in a situation where they are around positive individuals and not negativity. So anyway, we gate up the communities, and it's for the families. And within these gated communities, because it's a federal, it's a government program, we should be able to, and I'm a taxpayer just like everyone else. So when it comes to spending the tax dollar, I think that we should, as people, look into spending the tax dollar a lot more sensible. We should not just, randomly give out for food, randomly give out, money for people to go and actually trade it in for half the cash value, and then turn around and then give 80% of that to the drug dealer. That's not cool at all. That actually is pretty much wasting the taxpayer's dollar. So with that being the case, what we'll do is we'll actually gate the community. Only the family lives there, and they can have family members, but they have to sign in. And moving right along until you think, well, who are they going to sign in to? Well, this is where it could possibly help our economy. What we'll do is we'll have these communities gated up, and with them gated up, and this is not just like some gated like animals, but within the community, the housing facility, it's gated, and within it, basically is self-efficient. What it is, because you'll have the parents that are now able to work, because within the gated community, you'll have the government actually providing individuals who are educated and have either a license or some type of certification that would allow them to train individuals. So now we have the gated community, and we also will use the facility for maybe like a housing unit that's going to be quote unquote for studies for the parents. So they'll have trades just like any other trade school. But this will be more of a special circumstance type of situation. So we'll train them on child care, culinary arts, which is all needed. You have to know how to cook. You have to know how to raise your child, daycare, child care. Maintenance, you have to know how to maintenance, whether it's yard maintenance or if it's going to be maintenance of electronics. You have to know the building or the facilities have to have some type of electricity. So we have the electronics, plumbing, security. That's a trade, and that would be part of, when they come in, they're signing in and they're signing out. And just to give you an idea, there's a wide range of different fields that we could train, whereas now people who are, because our economy is really, really poor right now, and we also have people who are out of work that actually have some type of skill. So with this being the case, the people who are certified and licensed that are out of work, the government can now fund them with an annual income for the fiscal year, because they're training these people in these less fortunate, these unfortunate situations. Now that's a gated community. They're actually learning. Now the people who were out of work that have certifications or license are actually working now, and they're also teaching these people who have been out of work for a long time how to do this, where they can actually work in their own facility, where they're now self-efficient and they're learning. Their children are now feeling more confident because they see that, hey, mom and dad's working. They get up and they get us ready for school. The culinary arts, we can either where the facility is, we can all have a breakfast center, or the families can just simply cook in their own homes. And they're getting up, they're cooking, and they're getting their kids off to school. And the kids are feeling confident because there's a family unit now, and things are running a lot more smooth like they should be. It's less drama because these people are actually under some type of surveillance. And when I say surveillance, I don't mean cameras everywhere. I mean more or less you have someone who's watching over your progress as far as this new program is concerned. So you ask yourself, well, what about all the people that are, who would not want to do this or who would want to be for this? Well, it's really, and this might sound harsh, but this is actually really not the choice of the actual people living there now, because I think HUD's been around for a really long time. Excuse me, I just did a research paper on this here, and HUD has been around for a while now. I will not give a specific date because I don't want to be incorrect, but I know it's been here for at least the past 50 years probably, as far as trying to help the less fortunate individuals with their housing situations, being homeless and things like that. So moving right along, this program will actually give people a sense of pride that, hey, I'm working towards having something. I'm getting an education. I have things now. My child feels good about life, goes to school happy, goes to school with food in his or her tummy, and with their homework done, and an understanding of what the previous assignment was about, because we sat down as a family and we studied. Because now my focus is not about alcohol, drugs, or baby mama or baby daddy drama, or that I don't have employment, or my house, just all those issues that actually bring down the morale. It drains a person when you're living in those type of situations. Now they don't have to worry about that because they have a gated community where they don't have the local drug dealer coming in and basically intimidating the families in these neighborhoods. Because when you have a drug dealer that's running around here free to, do whatever he wants, talks to people however he wants, he's walking around with a loaded pistol. I mean, nobody wants to deal with that type of stuff. Nobody, and it's not being a quote-unquote punk because you don't want to stand up to this person. It's called being smart because you don't want to be shot or you don't want to be killed for any silly, stupid reason, because this guy doesn't have sense enough to not walk around and intimidate random innocent people. So yeah, it takes away from having those type of people in your environment. It takes away from the wild groups, that men and women that run around and just say and do anything throughout the course of the day around our innocent children who are learning every day. And when they pick this up and this is all they know, then the chances are these kids are not going to go far in life. They're going to probably be the local drug dealer or the local, prostitute, or the local rapist or the local thief that's robbing everybody, or in jail. So with this being the case, with the gated community, the idea is that it will eliminate all of the negativity and it would increase the positive aspects of life. That a lot of, and not just one culture of people, but a lot of people across the entire nation are experiencing this, of all colors and creeds. So with this being the case, this would actually eliminate all of that nonsense and it would increase a life of positivity and growth and development for our children. So, long story short, to kind of sum up what I'm saying is H.O.P.E, the organization that I'm working on, is going to focus on urban change, and urban change for the better. And what we'll do is we'll focus on trying to first bring forth awareness. And this is pretty much what this video is all about. It's about awareness. It's about the simple fact that, hey, we might all understand and see that there's not the best of conditions for a lot of us less fortunate people out in the world. But what can we do? Well, I'm here to tell you today what we can do is we can all work together to actually present a better living condition. And I'm going to name a few ways that we're going to get started with this here. First and foremost, because of the two places that I actually want to start, that's four. But the two places that I actually want to start are going to be the Carbondale, Illinois area and also the East St. Louis area. Those are going to be the two platform locations for us to get started. And the reason being is because those where I either one have previously lived and I'm in the area. And I'm able to see, just crossing over into going to see a Cars game, you cross over and you see this and it's like I'm going to see a Cars game and sit back, maybe have a drink, eat some peanuts and just see the game. And passing that, it's wow, that's really, really sad that people are living like that, as well going back home and seeing the same thing. So a few things that we can do is, one, we're going to start with the awareness. Whether it be via video through the different social media platforms, whether it be actually going to the city council meetings in the both Carbondale and East St. Louis area, social media sites, did I say that? Just word of mouth. We will put together quote-unquote rallies in the areas as well, kind of just marching around town. Speaking to the right people to get some things started, because we really need to get, and this is not just for the Carbondale, East St. Louis area, we really need to get our inner city communities back up on its feet and walking and even running towards a higher education, a healthier lifestyle, and just for our children to be able to grow, because our children are our future. We need for our communities, inner city communities, to be the best that we can be. And when I say the best that we can be, I don't mean getting up every morning and just saying, hey, I got up and I got my kids to school, now I'm going to sit around all day. No, I mean actually getting up at a decent hour, getting your kids fed, getting your children ready for school properly, getting yourself ready for work properly or school if you're continuing education, going about your day productively, and making change for someone else that is either one wanting to make those steps or needing to make those steps. As I said, it's going to be a little back and forth in the video, but this is just a basic video for awareness. I will be presenting many more for the movement. And if you want, you can contact me, Facebook, Terrance Silas, that's TerranceSilas. You can contact me at YouTube. You can put in Terrance Silas, or you can actually put in YouTube Hope, H.O.P.E, Urban Change, and it's all one big word, Hope Urban Change. And you can also contact me at Twitter, which is at Hope Urban Change, and you can contact me there. Please subscribe to either YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter to help with the movement. We will be putting together products to actually also be a way of expressing ourselves, because you think about what's going on in the community. Is like, okay, we have children who are seeing the local drug dealer, so they're looking at the fancy cars, and they're looking at the lifestyle, they're looking at the girls, they're looking at this, that, and the third. But I'll be the first to tell you, I've actually experienced, I have 4 brothers and 3 cousins. And out of my 3 cousins, I've experienced 2 of them going to the federal penitentiary due to drugs. And my brothers, I've actually experienced 3 go to either one, the state or the federal penitentiary, because of drugs. So, with that being the case, I am here to tell you that it is not cool to sell drugs. It is not cool at all. And we need to clean up our communities, because we need to find better ways to bring in income. And myself, actually, I work 2 jobs, and I'm a student as well. And I come from very close related environments. And I'm actually currently in med school, which is a blessing in itself for me and for our communities around the nation, to see that you don't have to be a drug dealer. I have nice things, from clothing, cars, roof over my head, and everything else, and I don't sell drugs. So with that being said, we just need to really focus on the movement to better our communities across the nation, and it starts here today. It starts here today, the 24th of April, 2012. This is the first platform, and as I said, I will be putting more videos, some related, some non-related, but I have a lot going on. So whenever you can, please take a moment, listen to the video, comment if you wish. Please, if you have anything going on yourself where I could be involved, I can volunteer some time, please let me know. I'm more than willing to do so if I'm free. And please subscribe, stay posted, and understand that this is a movement about urban awareness and basically urban change. Making a better environment for our families, friends, children across the nation. Again, the organization is titled HOPE, H-O-P-E, an acronym for helping other people evolve. Again, my name is Terrance Silas. It was great work talking to you today. Thank you for the time. And you all have a wonderful day. And remember, hope, urban change. Thank you.